/ made a ruling on whether I will allow Chat Pro Saturday to go ahead. Generally speaking, I'm not a fan of having that on a day when the final table falls on a Saturday. I kind of feel the final table of an EPT main event is too important to let the lunatics run the asylum. Raise from Vas Grznetsky with ace-queen. Lise calls with king-jack suited. The Telly Savalas. Dyslexic Potato says you cancelled the last one as well. Not true. We had Chat Pro Saturday in Dublin during the Irish Open. I distinctly remember it happening.
Is a Dyslexic Potato a tomato?
Potentially.
Or is it just, no. The joke is it dyslexic
Okay,
potato
Griffin,
or potato?
Griffin.
That's what it is.
Not being funny, I don't want to do Joe's job for him, but if he were here right now, he'd be telling you that you workshop it in your head and then you say it out loud.
Calabro deciding these guys are full of it. They're playing too many hands. I don't buy it. It's a loose shove. I think you can play this as a call more comfortably. It's high variance. But, look, it's technically right this time. And you can't call the king-jack suited. You can see how something as strong as even ace-queen has to be folded in this spot.
Shoves with the sailboats, gets it through. Half an hour left on the level. Half an hour till the second break of the day and the next escalation of the blinds.
Some people a little aghast to see ace-queen being folded. But you have to remember how strong Calabro's range should be there. He shouldn't just be shoving in ace-jack, ace-10 with an under-the-gun +1 open and an early position flat.
Yeah.
So ace-queen is actually not doing particularly well against that range. Yeah, Calabro happened to have a hand we didn't expect. Certainly one that that Vasilchenko expected, but it was still technically a hand that was ahead, right? So you don't need to just put in 25 big blinds because you're going to be flipping most of the time. I think it's a fine fold with the ace-queen. High card poker says Calabro is shoving with king-queen there. I don't agree. Under the gun +1 open, under the gun +2 called, and you're just shoving 25 big blinds with king-queen off in the big? I don't think so. Listen, if this was in later position, if this was a cutoff open versus button flat or even a hijack cutoff, we would be calling a lot more ace-queens. But position is very important. You know, the razor and the caller had a strong range there, and Calabro was a bit reckless with those fours, but just good timing is an important thing to have in poker, and he had it there.
James Landon watching on YouTube says, I've been studying recently. Been studying regularly for around a month and understand next to none of this. And yet there's a weird number of experts in chat. I would put the word experts in inverted commas if I were you.
So I'm seeing a couple comments of people saying that it was a 15 big blind shove with fours, but it was 141,000, right, at 6K. That's 24 big blinds. 15 big blinds would be drastically different. Ace Queen would certainly have called most of the time. Calabro with Jack 6 suited. Really not believing these dudes. Now up to almost 30 big blinds, but is, of course, going to fold.
We do see a defend from Vaskreneski. And we go to the flop. 9 deuce deuce. And this is not good news for Maxim, who's got 13 bigs behind and probably thinks that top pair is good here. Checks it to Sir Watts. C-bet of 7K from Mike. And the check raise, and I imagine this will be a pretty committing check raise, 24,000 from Vaskreneski.
Yeah, this is fully with the intention of playing for stacks here. When you're flatting off this, you know, short stack with King 9, you're just trying to flop some equity and then getting the money in. And this will be snap called from Vaskreneski here, and hope he's somehow ahead with the King 9, but that's not the case. Just a real cooler spot here.
And drawing to 3 outs needs a king or the case 9. Turn card. Here's a jack. Same outs needed for Maxim Vaskreneski. Doesn't hit. He is eliminated. And that's going to take us down to 80 players. 10 tables of 8 remaining in the EPT Monte Carlo main event. And an interesting occurrence, by virtue of winning that pot, Griffin, Mike Watson has just moved up over the 1 million mark. We think, not 100% sure, but we think that Watson is the first player to achieve that feat, to have a 7-figure stack.
Millie Club.
So we should be getting a new player soon. Down to 80, they'll break a table and all the tables will be even again. Deuces for Sir Watts. Nines for Mark Telcher, who's not played a hand all level. I mean, he's short, 16 big blinds. This is an opportunity for him.
Finally.
Moves all in, and this should get decent level of respect. Interestingly, the ace-jack for Antonio Calabro.
So once again, player, in the interval, you are on 30 minutes break.
Really on the line here. Probably the best hand you can consider folding, and does do that. You know, you got to think about how your range does against Telcher's shove range, and then also worry about Mike Watson and the players behind. A lot of variables, a lot of bullets to dodge.
Corey Jones asking after Tonka and Spraggy. Spraggy was eliminated yesterday just after we made the money. Tonka is still going strong. Might well check on him. And the next level certainly will focus on him at some point today.